Ladies and gentlemen, digital investors, welcome back to another video where we go over everything that is going on inside of the crypto space. We had a bullish late night last night leading into a very bullish day today. So far, April is looking to be a pretty good month. Only April 2nd, but as of right now, April is looking to be a very great month in terms of cryptocurrency prices rising. We have the Ether price that jumped to an all-time high of $2,074. Amazing, right? As people were starting to get out of Ethereum, mainly because of boredom, right? Ethereum not really doing anything. We now have Ethereum moving up in price. And this is why I always say when these coins get boring and they're not really doing anything, that is the time to pay attention. Because if you follow the hype in this market and you follow what's pumping and you invest based on that hype, you usually end up getting wrecked. That's when you usually, you can't figure out how come every time I buy something goes down and how come every time I sell something goes up. That is a clear indicator that you are investing based on emotion. When things are boring, that is the best time to be paying the most attention to it. With that said, guys, we're going to jump right into it. We have a good amount of news to go over today. We have some Elon Musk and Dogecoin things that came out. Morgan Stanley came out with some pretty big announcements, even Mark Cuban, and we'll also go over some Stellar and XLM news. I also just want to let you guys be aware, if you enjoy the videos I create here, you might really enjoy the videos that I create on my second channel. If you like short, to the point videos on specific crypto topics, go check out my Crypto Clips channel. It will be the first link in the description. And basically what I do is I take the most important segments from videos like you're watching right now and I clip them. So you get short 4 to 5, sometimes even just 2 or 3 minute videos. So you can just go ahead and get your news updates very, very quick. If that's something you're interested in and you'd also like to support the channel, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button on this Crypto Clip channel. It'll be the first link in the description. And with that said, let's jump into it. So we know Ether hit a new all-time high today. Let's see what Mark Cuban announced. Mark Cuban blows the lid off his crypto holdings and reveals why he's a whale and early Ethereum investor. So kind of interesting how when Mark Cuban started talking about this, Ethereum started moving. Mark Cuban is revealing some of the largest cap crypto assets inside of his portfolio. In an interview with Real Vision, Cuban says that he owned Ethereum for at least half a decade. He says, I had a bunch of Ethereum from when it first came out, or about a year after it came out. And then I bought some more just a few months ago. I forget how many, 6, 7 months ago, whatever. Mark Cuban says he will increase his Ethereum stake if the price pulls back dramatically. If Ethereum goes back under $1,000, then I will buy more. Yeah, guys, to be honest, if Ethereum went under $1,000, it'd be hard not to start taking on debt to buy that Ethereum. I think it's very unlikely that Ethereum would go under $1,000 as of right now. Of course, we are in crypto and anything is possible. And if that did happen, I think that would be probably one of the greatest buying opportunities of our lifetime, to see Ethereum at 2,000 and drop below 1,000 during a bull market. I mean, how would you not treat that as a complete buying opportunity? He also owns Litecoin, and get this, he also owns DeFi protocols Aave and SushiSwap. He also owns the native token of digital collectibles marketplace Rarible after selling artwork on the platform earlier in the year. This is what he says about those holdings. He says, I bought Litecoin, and then recently, because I wanted to understand DeFi more, I bought a bunch of Aave and I staked a bunch of it. And I also bought some SushiSwap. And since I did stuff on Rarible, now I have Rari tokens. I don't know if it's Rari or Rari, so apologies for that. It says Rari tokens, and I'll see what happens with that. The Shark Tank investor additionally says that he will increase his Bitcoin holdings if the price crashes. He says, if Bitcoin craters, then I would buy more. So just realize, guys, that when the price crashes, right, when we have corrections, retail freaks out. But big smart money doesn't freak out, right? They buy more. And if you can adopt this mindset, especially in a bull market, for some reason during bull markets, everybody is scared to buy the dip. And then somehow during bear markets, everybody preaches buying the dip. Buying the dip works best in bull markets because after that dip, you go up in price. In a bear market, after that dip, you dip again and again and again. So buying dips is a bull market strategy. He says his portfolio is large enough to put him on a whale list. He says, I've got a lot. Every time they list the whale list, let's just say that my private wallets that everybody else, thank God, doesn't have, after some of them came out or one of them came out, I'm in that. So it's big enough to be on those lists. A little bit of a weird sentence, but basically he's saying that his crypto holdings put him on the whale list. When the whale list comes out, his crypto holdings are on there. So that's what Mark Cuban will do. Mark Cuban is buying dips, has owned Ethereum for half a decade, he says. He's invested into DeFi and he would accumulate dips. Okay, so just some things to keep in the back of your mind. Next time we dip, think, what would the smart money do? Now, we also have some Stellar news. This is pretty interesting stuff. SDF CEO, SDF is the Stellar Development Foundation, Dixon reports on CBDC projects on Stellar in Ukraine and Bermuda. She spoke about the central bank digital currency projects on the Stellar network in Bermuda and Ukraine. While the Bermuda dollar has been in development since 2018, the SDF established a partnership with the Ukrainian government. What the current status of both projects is and what the lessons learned have been, Dixon had this to say. She says the really wonderful thing about both of these projects is that the SDF, it being an open source project, lets lots of folks build on the network without even talking to us. Both of these projects have done a lot on their own, and what we do is we come in and support in technological questions they have or on ecosystem growth and development, and they are just really nice partnerships. Following up on the CBDC project in Ukraine, the host noted that the SDF has signed a memorandum of understanding. Though nothing is in stone yet to her knowledge, Dixon confirmed this, and she says we're actually helping the Ukraine to explore the CBDC, not just with Stellar, but with lots of networks in terms of how this could work for them from the additional currency they would like to offer. They have done tons of their own research, but we're hoping to help them move forward to have it where they want to have it. We hope that they do. We hope that it is on Stellar, but even if it would be on any other blockchain, we would be supportive because it gets blockchain more into the mainstream. When she was asked about their arch rival and recent Ripple partnership with Tranglo, Dixon avoided calling Ripple a competitor. Now, I thought that this was extremely interesting because in this space, there is a lot of, I guess you could say, competition, or just the people who are all about XLM and the people who are all about XRP, they bump heads, which I've seen that this is starting to dwindle out a little bit more. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it used to be this big thing, like, you know, who's going to win, Stellar or Ripple? And, you know, I never really got behind that. If you look at both the different projects, you can see they're kind of going in their own directions, their own niche. I think both tokens are going to do very, very well going into this bull run and going into the future. And so this is what she says about it. She says the different networks offer different value. I think we're really focused on payments and cross-border payments, and that's kind of the sweet spot in terms of Stellar. And Ripple is very focused on FX and now moving into the cross-border space. I think that competition breeds innovation, and so I look at these networks out there and they all create their own individuality. As to whether XLM as well as also XRP could be classified as a security by the SEC, Dixon elicited that the Stellar Network token has a utility. She says, from our point of view, XLM is a bridge currency on the network and it is a utility token. So interesting stuff. They hit a wide variety of topics here. And you know what happens with Ripple and this SEC lawsuit, you can see the broad implications for the rest of the crypto market. That's why I've been saying, you know, a lot of people cheered when Ripple started being sued by the SEC. And really, I think that just comes from a lack of understanding, because how the SEC rules on Ripple is how they could also rule on other projects. What happens with Ripple here is, you know, that's definitely going to have broad implications for the rest of the space. As we see, it could have implications for, you know, how is the SEC going to deem and determine what Stellar and XLM is. And in reality, Ripple is kind of doing the entire crypto space a massive favor by taking this SEC case head on. And I think Brad Garlinghouse touched on this in a way, and he basically said that, you know, what other crypto company has the funding, has the resources, has everything in place, who's in a better position to take on the SEC than Ripple. So if Ripple can come out here and they can get a good resolution to this mess, they could be deemed as a utility token and not a security. That would be amazing for the rest of the crypto space. Let me know what you guys think below. Are you guys bulls of both XLM and XRP, or are you guys bullish on one and not the other? Let me know in the comments below. We also have Coinbase listings has the largest impact on price among 6 exchanges. So we've heard about this, right? People really anticipate when Coinbase is going to list a coin, people will get excited, and there's good reason. So now we have some data about this. Among 6 of the major crypto exchanges, Coinbase listings have the biggest effect on a coin's price. Its report noted the so-called Coinbase effect as a well-known phenomena referring to the positive effects that an announcement of an asset listing on this exchange has on that asset's price, given the exposure it gains to a new set of market participants. Masari researcher Roberto Talamas looked into the effects that listing on 6 different centralized exchanges have on asset prices, wanting to find out if all exchange listings affect token prices the same way. Besides Coinbase, Talamas included listing information from Binance, Gemini, Kraken, OKEx, and FTX in the research. Those are the 6 exchanges that they looked at. Unsurprisingly, and this is his quote, unsurprisingly, Coinbase listings have the highest average return, standing at 91%, but also have the widest distribution, ranging from minus 32% to 645%. So those are like the outliers. He says there's a number of outliers within the Coinbase sample, which saw experienced tremendous returns that were drastically skewing the average towards the right side of the return distribution. These include District 0x's 645% price increase post-listing, and identity verification solution Civic, which increased 493%. Okay, so those are the outliers where these assets just go crazy once they get a Coinbase listing. So he says, after controlling for outliers, it remains evident that the Coinbase listing has the highest impact on price among exchange listings, with an average 5-day return of 29%. Taken at face value, these results suggest that exchange listings, especially Coinbase, more often than not lead to a boost in asset returns. So pretty interesting stuff, guys. So now we have it confirmed that Coinbase does give the largest price increases to coins when listed on there, and it's not a surprise because the amount of, how this article says, the amount of market participants on Coinbase. So if you have a coin and it is going to be listed on Coinbase, on average, you can expect within 5 days a return of 29% on that coin. And of course, he's saying you have those outliers like that one coin that went up 645%. So pretty crazy stuff. Now let's move on to Dogecoin. Dogecoin. Dogecoin surges 10% after Elon Musk says SpaceX would put it on the moon. Elon Musk pumping those sweet Dogecoin bags. It surged over 10% after Elon Musk tweeted about taking the crypto to the moon. This is the tweet. He says SpaceX is going to put a literal Dogecoin on the literal moon. The tweet incited a flurry of trading activity on Dogecoin, which immediately pumped in the minutes afterward. It pumped like a literal rocket from 0.0540, which is about 5 cents, to 0.066, so about from 5.5 cents to 6.5 cents, breaking through any local resistances. Here is the chart, and as you can see, that just pumped. Now, you guys remember in the beginning of the video when I told you guys the best time to be putting a lot of focus and attention on these crypto assets is when things are boring. At this point, and this is not financial advice, but I'm just trying to draw back on that example, right? At this point, you could almost like, and again, no guarantees, but you could almost guarantee Elon Musk is going to continue talking about Dogecoin, right? One of the greatest examples I could probably think of right now is when Dogecoin is doing nothing, and there's not much trading activity going on, right? The price is flattening out, the price is dipping. that would be the best time to buy in, right? That's when smart money would be buying in. And then when Elon Musk tweets about Dogecoin would be the best time to be selling, right? You don't want to be the retail trader that buys Dogecoin when Elon Musk talks about it. You want to be the retail trader that buys Dogecoin when Elon Musk isn't talking about it. And then when he does talking about it, you sell to all those people who are chasing the pump. Okay, not financial advice, but I'm just trying to give to you an example of how that works. The surge meant Dogecoin now sits on a market cap of over 8 billion with a circulating supply of 129 billion. Investors who happened to pour their funds into Doge made over 3,434% over the past year and over 23% over the past week. So, do you guys think Elon Musk is really going to put a Dogecoin on the moon? I mean, honestly, if Elon Musk was really going to go and shoot a rocket to the moon, I could honestly picture him doing it, because why not, right? You're already going to the moon. Why not, mint a little Dogecoin and leave it there, or put it on there, or however it is that they would do it. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. And honestly, I bet that would pump the price as well. As crazy as that sounds, imagine they fly a Dogecoin flag on the moon. I think the markets would just go absolutely insane. Now, we also have Morgan Stanley approves Bitcoin investments for a dozen new funds. This is some pretty big, pretty important stuff. Morgan Stanley plans to allow a dozen of its funds to invest in Bitcoin via cash-settled futures in the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. According to its filing with the SEC published yesterday, this is what it says. Certain funds may have exposure to Bitcoin indirectly through cash-settled futures or indirectly through investments in Grayscale's GBTC Trust, a privately offered investment vehicle that invests in Bitcoin. In its filing, they listed 12 funds that it plans to expose to Bitcoin, including Advantage Portfolio, Asia Opportunity Portfolio, Counterpoint Global, Developing Opportunity, Global Advantage, and Global Opportunity Portfolio, among others. The bank also highlights Bitcoin's notorious volatility and pointed out that exposure to crypto might present some serious risks. So let's see what those serious risks are for Morgan Stanley. They say the value of a fund's investments in cryptocurrency is subject to fluctuations in the value of the cryptocurrency, which have been and may in the future be highly volatile. The document stressed, adding, the price of Bitcoin could drop drastically, including to zero, for a variety of reasons. There is also a chance that funds exposed to Bitcoin could suffer substantial losses, the bank explained. Therefore, only clients and companies with a considerable net worth will be allowed to access the new offerings thanks to their aggressive risk tolerance. Only clients that have at least $2 million in assets held by Morgan Stanley will be able to get exposure to Bitcoin. For investment companies, the minimum requirement will amount to $5 million. Isn't that amazing? So, all of us, we don't have $2 million. So all of us, we don't get the opportunity to invest in Bitcoin with Morgan Stanley. Only the rich do, right? All you guys with less than $2 million, you guys are dumb. You don't know what you're doing. You can't handle this Bitcoin volatility, so we're not going to even offer it to you. I mean, absolutely amazing how much they don't want the common man, the common woman, to get rich on crypto. Morgan Stanley is currently in talks to acquire a stake in the top South Korean crypto exchange Bithumb. The bank is reportedly considering investing $254 and $441 million respectively into the cryptocurrency exchange Bithumb. Amazing stuff, right? Some crazy stuff out of Morgan Stanley. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and also let me know, do you think that if you're worth less than $2 million, you should not be able to participate in a Bitcoin investment? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Kraken's Dan Held says arrival of institutional herd could ignite an intense bull market. This was in a lengthy Twitter thread. He tells his 164K followers that the herd is here. Institutions manage 100 trillion, and now some of that is flowing into Bitcoin. As institutions provide access to Bitcoin and buy it, it reduces the availability of Bitcoin to purchase. A concrete way to measure the rise of institutions is through Coinbase's S1 filing, which had a chart breaking out. Here's the chart right here. Institutional versus retail trading volume. As we can see, the rise of institutions started in Q2 of 2019 and has been ramping up in Q4 of 2020. Held notes that as Bitcoin gains clout among these investors, it will gain staying power that changes the landscape of Bitcoin in the financial markets at large. He says this is an important transition in Bitcoin's adoption curve. As it becomes more widely recognized as a store of value, it becomes further ingrained in our world. This Bitcoin cycle is different. Never before has Bitcoin had such strong fundamentals against a macro backdrop that highlights exactly why Bitcoin is needed. The narrative is singular and flows can easily come into Bitcoin. I think this could possibly give rise to a bull market that is more intense than previous ones or a more mild bear market. Now, we are kind of seeing this, right? As of right now, in this Bitcoin cycle, Bitcoin is moving up faster than it did in 2017, which is pretty insane, right? I think this was definitely unexpected by most cryptocurrency investors, cryptocurrency traders, definitely unexpected across the board. But hey, how could you complain about making too many gains too fast? Our prices for today, we have Bitcoin at 59,000, Ethereum still holding strong above $2,000, BNB at 341, Cardano at $1.21, Polkadot at $39, XRP is sitting nice at 59 cents. This weekly close that we have going on for XRP is crucial. If we can close above 62 cents, that is going to be amazing for the XRP on the weekly. Uniswap sitting at $29, Litecoin at $207, Chainlink at $31, and Theta Network at $11. Your Fear and Greed Index for today is at 74. We are in greed, not extreme greed, but greed nonetheless. And if we continue to have a bullish month for April, we'll probably push deep into that extreme greed zone. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you could do me a quick favor and just tap the like button, that would be greatly appreciated. And if you're trying to stay up to date on everything that is going on inside of the cryptocurrency markets, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to this channel so you'll be notified every single time that I upload. Also, remember, I mentioned this in the beginning of the video as well, my crypto clip channel, I take the most important segments from this channel and I post them here. So if you like short to the point videos on cryptocurrency on specific topics, then make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this channel. It'll also help me out. Next goal is 1,000 subscribers on this channel. So if you guys could get me there, that would be greatly appreciated. Keep in mind, this isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I just am documenting the daily crypto news in this crypto bull run. With that said, guys, I hope you guys all have a great day and I will see you all on the next video.